Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. It is sunshiny fabulous here in New York, although I'm not sure when I'll get outside, but it looks really good. Today's quote out of our Body, Mind, and Spirit book for June 14th is from Thomas Merton. Humility is the surest sign of strength. A life lived in recovery stands in sharp contrast to a life of active addiction. Before, we knew only pain, fear, and confusion. At times, death seemed better than life. But in recovery, we're reborn. Suddenly, all is possible and life is blooming. There is not only hope, there are daily results. Only a tremendous force, a higher power, could bring such a sweeping change to our lives. We stand in awe of the changes brought by recovery. We are humbled by the grace we've given to lead a new life. If we follow the steps of our 12-step program, we will have the strength to find a new sober life one day at a time. Today I am humbled when I think of the strength the program offers, and I am grateful for my higher power. The piece that grabbed me, I guess, first and maybe the most in this reading was, there is not only hope, there are daily results. When I think of just starting out with quitting or stopping gambling or betting or drinking or whatever, what does it look like on day 1, day 2, day 8? What do those days look like compared to what do the days look like for me now? And that's part of what I'm trying to reconnect with, and why I keep getting in trouble in all these Facebook rooms that whatever. I'm still a little bitter about that, but I'm going to try to have a sense of humor. But that's part of what I'm trying to reconnect with, those feelings. Like, I can remember the angst and the pain, but my mindset had always been like, I knew that life would be great on the other side. I can't fully connect with, and this is just right now, just where the place I'm in. I'm having a hard time lately. What did day 1 look like? Day 2, I see and deal with people on their first couple days a lot. And the message is always the same, right? Just don't gamble. Don't gamble today. Don't gamble this hour. And when people first come in, you can't say, trust your higher power and the universe is going to work it all out and you're going to have a life beyond your wildest dreams. Like, nobody's going to hear you. Nobody's going to hear that their first week, their first month, maybe not even their first year. It's a process, and it's definitely a trust process. Trust in the universe, trust in the group or whatever facet you're using for your recovery. And where I get the most hung up, and I don't know if this is because this is a topic for me in the background right now, so I might just be spewing what I'm feeling from, I've been trying to work with my friend there that I've told you about with the drugs. And I think that just based on, and it's really funny how people who are struggling with addiction, not funny, haha, but their communication style, even through, text or messages or whatever, you can, I don't know about you, but I could tell when someone's mind isn't right by how they write, what the language is that they use. Like, you can tell that they're in just not a good place. And it's so hard to help through the phone and stuff. And what's happened the last few days is I knew something was off, and he was very honest with me in the beginning. And just the last couple of days, it's been not right. And so this morning I had to read his message to me like 10 times to really understand it. And I'm still not even sure if I understand it. So that's kind of weighing on my brain. And my feeling is, and I've seen this so many times, whether it's with me when I was trying to quit independently or with other people in the group or, my brother, there's this like they want it kind of, but they're not ready to give up their best friend. And I get it. Like I totally get it, which is why I kind of had to have a bon voyage party for my gambling addiction. I had to say goodbye in a big way. What's scarier with the drugs and stuff is you say goodbye in a big way, you might be saying goodbye in a big way to everything. So that freaks me out a little. But I'm willing to, as we've been going through this the last, probably 2 weeks, we've been working on this. And I'm willing, I've been communicating with him more than anybody in the whole world the last 2 weeks. And up to, 5-6 times a day, we're having conversations, and he was really checking in, and I could tell that he wanted to progress. And the last couple days, I'm having to chase him down, which doesn't work for me. It's not my recovery I'm working on in this situation. I'm there to help you, but you got to be there to help yourself. And I know that sounds a little, maybe, mean a little, but it's part of, protecting my recovery. I'll help anybody, but if you're not willing to help yourself, I'm not going to do the work for you. It's just that simple. I'll be there when you're ready to do the work. And I know I totally digressed. I'm sorry. I was also thinking this morning as I was walking in here to record, it's I kind of feel like you guys are my diary, dear diary, dear everybody listening. Thank you for listening and letting me just spew randomly, because I probably just sounded as illogical as I was saying that people sound. So the first sentence of this reading this morning: a life lived in recovery stands in sharp contrast to a life of active addiction. That's what I want to talk about as to bring us out of this episode, because it is so freaking true. The way things were when I was gambling, I couldn't see, I'm always talking to you guys about the weather and all that. I wasn't seeing the weather when I was gambling. I didn't know if it was sunny or night or day or whatever when I was, in the casino. It didn't matter because I wasn't going to focus on things like fresh air or going for a walk or a bike ride. The weather just didn't matter. It mattered if there was a hurricane one time and I wanted to go to the casino. I think I dragged Tara with me that time. I was like, don't worry, we can go up there. It's all good. Or there's been snowstorms I've driven home in. That's when the weather was important. But what I'm trying to say is how it looked when I was gambling to how I looks today. It feels almost like I was reborn almost. Not to be all crazy sounding, but I've been given this whole second chance of life. And once you experience that and you can see how different your life can be from using or betting or, whatever it is, to once you remove those things out of your life, once you experience that, it's I guess that being not just a feeling of quitting, because it's not just quitting or counting days or being abstinent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing the work, practicing your recovery, but doing the real work, digging deep, trying to address what needs to be healed, trying to, be a good human, pay it forward when you can, do the right things, be happy to look in the mirror every day. You have to work at it. It's not just okay, Bobby, you decided to not gamble today, so we're going to make your life easy and beautiful, and you just sit back and enjoy the ride. It's not like that at all. And I'm sure a lot of our addict brains would want it to be like that, but it's not like that at all. And even this is the other thing I'm trying to understand and appreciate lately. So let's say somebody's at 6 months. 6 months sounds like a good amount of time, or even a year. And this is part of what I've said to you from the beginning too, is I want to see where I am in different spots along the way. So when I was 6 months ish, and I can remember this one meeting in particular, I was at group and I was like, there's nothing wrong. Like, everything's great. I feel amazing. I haven't bet. You know, I'm figuring stuff out at my job because I was relatively new to being back here. I was in love with this guy. I mean, how could anything be better than that? Well, little did I know, I still had a lot of work to do. And how 6 months clean looks different than how it looks now at, I don't know where we are, 3 years and the days are all running together. Like, I'm getting letters from creditors because I haven't paid my bills. It's because I have no freaking idea that a week went by or a month went by. Sorry, that happened this week. Getting notes from a lawyer's office sending me to debt collection when I see my head spin. Anyway, how I felt then compared to how I feel now are two very just such different things. And the amount of work between those 2 points was not what I expected. And that's what happens is once we open our minds and our hearts and clear our brains of the addiction fog, for lack of a better word, we can start progressing and going forward and start experiencing that best life. And I think the reading also was saying that it is, we get stronger by working our program. And I'm going to say working our program in the sense of being committed and, doing the work, your program being your program, whether it's 12 steps or anything else. So I know I was a little all over the board this morning. I'm off today, to be honest. I'm stuck in a place where I have a bunch of deadlines coming up with the taxes, with the book, with a lot of things. And I'm in one of those struggle places where, okay, I'm overwhelmed. Do I work harder to get this stuff done? Or do I give myself grace and let myself, sleep in or maybe skip a workout or whatever? And that's kind of been the zone I've been in. I slept in the last 2 days. I haven't exercised as much, using my friend's broken bike as an excuse. I could have gotten out there, but I was trying to do more writing. And so I'm in my own justification circle. And I don't know where I want to be or how I want to handle it. My mother asked me yesterday, well, you're still golfing and stuff, right? And I'm thinking, not like, I can't even remember days. Of course, I just told you I'm having a hard time with that anyway, but it's been a few weeks that I know of since I've golfed. And I'm going to golf when I go to Connecticut. Like next weekend, I'm going to take the whole weekend off of stuff. I mean, I'm going to be with you guys before I jump on the road Saturday morning. And that'll be the extent of it. It's going to be a job enough to survive Connecticut. And this birthday party, or birthday not party, whatever we're going to call it. It's going to be my first time back since I haven't had a cigar or a smoke in a while. And it's so easy to smoke when I'm down there. So I'm going to have my own challenges next weekend. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I haven't figured out which side of this I want to land on. Do I give myself a little reprieve or do I work harder? And it's not a fun process to navigate through to try to figure out which way. Because, I feel guilty on one hand and then I feel maybe more rested on another. Like it's a big vicious circle. I think you know what I'm talking about. I hope you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in my own little circle of confusion. So I will, I think, shut up on that note and let you go about your day. Whoops. Sorry, I'm moving things around. Anyway, thank you for letting me share with you my disjointed thoughts. I hope that everybody is having a good day and that you have your stuff figured out today a little better than I have my stuff figured out. And I'm actually going to go work on my writing right now because that's bugging me and it's part of my morning process. So I have to go get that done. All right. Have a beautiful day. I will chat with you tonight. Take care, beautiful people.